An individual has always had to struggle to avoid being dominated by the tribe. Being one's own person is a challenging endeavor. If you attempt it, you will often find yourself alone and at times afraid. However, no price is too great to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Burrust, Rudyard Kipling. Now take a moment and reflect. What if everything you believe about freedom is a lie? What if, instead of truly being free, you are merely changing masters throughout your life? Most people desire freedom, but few recognize the price that comes with it: responsibility. Without responsibility, you might feel a sense of liberation, but in reality, you are merely a prisoner trapped within an invisible cage. Are you truly living your life, or are you simply following the easiest path, one laid out by others? If you are eager to discover how to escape this trap and finally claim your independence, keep watching. But be warned, the truth can be uncomfortable: the illusion of freedom. Without responsibility, everyone longs for freedom, yet few are willing to pay the cost required to attain it. From an early age, we are taught that growing up means doing whatever we want, unrestricted. However, what no one tells us is that genuine freedom always comes with an equal measure of responsibility. The one who looks outward dreams, the one who looks inward awakens. Carl Jung. If you wish to live independently, drive your own vehicle, make your own decisions, and fully take charge of your life, you must also be prepared to face the consequences of those choices. If you refuse to take responsibility, someone else will inevitably do it for you. Parents play this role for a time, but what happens after that? If you rely on someone else to pay your bills, solve your problems, and make difficult decisions on your behalf, are you truly free? Freedom without responsibility is nothing more than an illusion. And like all illusions, it eventually crumbles, usually in a harsh and unforgiving way. The child man and the invisible prison. Imagine a young man who has always had everything within his reach. His father provided him with money whenever he needed it, his mother solved his problems, and he never had to worry about work, bills, or responsibilities. To many, this might seem like the perfect life. But what if I told you that this is actually one of the most confining prisons a person can experience? Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. This young man never learned how to fight for himself. When his parents' financial support runs out and he is forced to face the real world, panic sets in. He doesn't know how to work, how to pay bills, or how to cope with frustration. He has become an adult in physical form, but with the mind of a child. He is trapped, yet there are no bars around him. His prison is not built of steel, but of dependency. Having never been challenged, he never had the opportunity to grow. The worst part? He doesn't even realize he's a prisoner. His lack of responsibility didn't protect him. It only delayed the inevitable. And now, confronted with reality, he finds himself incapable of standing on his own. But what is the way out? The cost of true freedom. The danger of growing up without responsibilities is that when life demands you take control, you don't know how to do it. Many people, when faced with this challenge, seek someone else to take on that role for them, whether it be a partner, a friend, or even the government. They crave freedom, but refuse to pay the price that comes with it. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are afraid of responsibility. Sigmund Freud. True freedom demands sacrifice. You must learn how to support yourself, face challenges, endure failures, and make tough decisions. It is a painful process, but a necessary one. Now, consider the opposite of the child man, the young individual who takes on responsibilities from an early age. He contributes at home, works part-time, and learns to manage money. Gradually, he becomes self-sufficient. This young person can say yes or no with confidence because no one holds the reins of his life but himself. Freedom is not about doing whatever you want without consequences. True freedom is having the ability to choose your own path and being prepared to face the repercussions of those choices. The psychology of independence and conscious rebellion. Many people mistake rebellion for freedom. They assume that being rebellious simply means breaking rules and rejecting authority. However, there is a significant difference between childish rebellion and conscious rebellion. Or one who is authentic takes responsibility for who they are and recognizes their freedom to be themselves. Jean-Paul Sartre. Childish rebellion is impulsive and meaningless. It is the teenager who defies their parents just for the sake of defying without any real purpose. But conscious rebellion is different. It emerges from true independence. A genuinely free individual can say no because they do not rely on anyone to survive. They have built their own foundation and can carve out their own path. Emotional and financial independence is what enables this freedom. When you no longer need your parents' money, the approval of others, or the comfort of false security, you become truly liberated. However, this level of freedom does not come easily. It requires growth, effort, and courage. If you do not learn how to sustain yourself, you will always depend on someone else. And those who depend on others can never truly rebel. How to build your freedom? If you have made it this far, you already understand that true freedom can only exist when paired with responsibility. But how can you practically build this freedom? No one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Carl Jung. The first step is to take on small responsibilities. If you are still financially dependent on someone, start changing that. Seek to acquire new skills, save money, and develop a plan for your independence. Next, cultivate self-discipline. Adulthood demands self-control. Without it, you will always be at the mercy of impulses and distractions. Lastly, learn how to cope with solitude. Many people remain dependent because they fear being alone, but it is in solitude that you truly discover who you are. Freedom is not something that is given. It is something that is built, day by day, through small choices. Real freedom is not a gift. It is an achievement. To be free, you must pay the price of responsibility. I am free because I know that I am morally responsible for everything I do. Robert Heinlein. Now, take a look at your life and ask yourself, do you truly have control over it? Or are you still waiting for someone else to take care of you? There comes a time when you must decide. Continue living as a child in an adult's body or take charge of your own destiny. Life as an adult is a battlefield. You can either be a soldier or a casualty. Which will you choose? Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, activate the notification bell to be alerted about our posts. See you in the next video.